Hi guys, and welcome to week 8 of Mental Mondays. So this week, I thought I would take the chance to tell you guys Max's story. His is a great example of what I've been feeling lately and what I think is a really important topic in mental health to cover. I want to talk about the way your past affects you in the present. I got him, I think almost 3 years ago now. At my sister-in-law's baby shower. My sister-in-law's mom got him from a woman that she saw was abusing him. That lady got him from the owner of his mom when he was 4 weeks old. And normally you're not supposed to take a puppy before they're 8 weeks is what I've heard. So he was taken from his mom very, very early to begin with, which does a lot for abandonment issues and social stuff because it makes it hard when you're not socializing with your siblings to know how to socialize with others. So he missed out on being able to learn all of those social cues from his brothers and sisters. And then that lady kept him probably till he was about 5-6 weeks old, and she would leave him alone for 8 hours a day while she went to work. And then, of course, being a 5-6 week old puppy, he would go to the bathroom in the house and she would hit him for it. So after being taken away from his mom too early, he was then abused, and he switched hands 3 different times. He went from his mom to the lady that abused him to my sister-in-law's mom, and then at her baby shower my sister-in-law's mom brought him because it was at a park. And I completely fell in love, and she really wasn't in a place to take care of him herself. She just did not want him to be abused anymore. So she took him, but she knew she needed to find a good home because she knew she couldn't keep him long term. I talked to my mom and my aunt that day. I was living with my aunt at the time, and they let me take him. So he's kind of my rescue puppy. He was the first dog that I've ever personally owned and actually been mine and been totally, completely, solely responsible for. And I have had a lot of help from my aunt. Since I started out having him when I lived with her, she definitely fell in love with him and has been a lot of help for me with that. I also, when I first got him, worked with a dog trainer to kind of have her look at his different personality quirks and give me tips for helping him through those. He does have major separation anxiety. Okay, you can go. Are they right here? Hi. Okay. Let's do this. There. He does have major separation anxiety, and he is afraid of a lot of different objects. He doesn't like the vacuum, although that's, I think, pretty normal for dogs. He tends to shy away with things like brooms or stick type things. I'm wondering if he was hit with those. I don't know the full story of how she abused him. I just know he was getting hit. So stuff like that tends to make me wonder what exactly she hit him with, and that always breaks my heart when he does that. So I thought I would use his story as an example of how our past affects us. Yes, he's a dog, but I think it's also a perfect example of what can happen with us. It's like we have little versions of PTSD because things get brought back up into our memory when certain circumstances remind us of something that happened in the past that was maybe painful, maybe traumatizing, maybe also a moment you were experiencing abuse. That can be hard and it can sneak up on you. There are many different things that can trigger it. They actually are called triggers in PTSD terms, where a smell or a sight or a person can say or do something that reminds you exactly of that moment. And it can be hard even if it's been years. He still shies away from stuff because he remembers being hit. For me, I feel like lately I have been processing stuff from my past a lot more head-on than normal. I've always been one to think about that type of stuff and how it affects now. That's just always interested me. But I found myself stopping in that moment when something reminds me of it and going, why is this still something that affects me? Like, why am I still feeling that way when I get reminded of it? And sometimes it can be you are still processing what happened. Sometimes it can be you are still accepting what happened. Sometimes it can be you haven't forgiven that person or that situation. And forgiveness is a whole other topic I could go into, but being at a point where you can accept that that is a part of your past and kind of just work through the scars that are left is a good starting point, even if you do have moments of not re-traumatization where you're almost completely re-experiencing it and it's a whole other level of emotional pain again, but that you can think about it and really let yourself feel all of those feelings that you have towards that and actually get past it maybe. There will always be elements of your past in you. It changes who you are, it changes the way you look at things, and that's kind of inevitable. In some cases, it becomes just a part of who you are. Letting it define you is something you have the choice for. The past greatly affects your present. I have really found strength and encouragement in getting out how I feel about something from my past that I maybe haven't fully faced yet, and taking the power back over it. For tips for this, it's kind of hard. Everybody's process for that looks very different, and everybody has such different things in their past that they're dealing with or that have become a part of their lives and a part of who they are now. But I know for me, verbalizing it is a major thing. I'm a huge verbal processor. I know I've said this before. So even if I write something down, I still have to get an opportunity to verbalize it physically to somebody else. I don't do a ton of journaling, but I do notice it helps and I want to journal more. And of course prayer is always helpful for that. Sometimes I feel like I word vomit everything to God when it's been too long since I've been able to get things off my chest. And I think just being gentle with yourself and giving yourself the permission to face whatever it is you need to face, to feel however it is you're feeling, and be okay with that. Really allow yourself to feel it and accept it. So I hope this video helped you in some way. I would love to hear your stories or tips on dealing with things in your past that are maybe really difficult. If you guys have any suggestions on future Mental Monday topics, I would love to see those in the comments as well. Share this with your friends and get the information out there. Click subscribe so you can see when the next video comes out. And I'll see you in that one. Bye!
And then a cell phone holder. This slides on, and then it's got a little spot to put the cord.
Yay!
And if you want to charge it, you just take the cord and plug it in.
Very cool.
That's what I'm actually kind of excited about.
And actually, I have the